Welcome to another episode of This Is How We Do It.
Hey guys, let us show you how we built this. It took about 1.5 hours and the total cost was less than $15 minus the plants. This nature of the project was our first project. So if we could do it, you could do it. Maybe it could be done better way, but this is how we do it and it's in front of you. So let us show you how to do this step by step.
Okay, so what you're going to need is your 55-gallon barrel,
Yep.
a pencil, exterior screws, your measuring tape, your drill that you're going to be using as a drill and a screwdriver. You will need 6 2x4x8s.
Yep.
And 2 types of saws. One is a skill saw and this other one is one to help you do your angles, which you'll see very shortly. This is what's going to help you get your...
And what you guys can also do is you don't have to really have these kind of tools if you don't want to use those tools. You could take the measurements, which we're going to put it on the screen, where you could just take it to Home Depot and they would cut you exact size, whatever that you want to do. So just bring those, use those measurements and get the correct pieces. What you would need though, if you don't have the circular saw, you would need a hand saw to cut this one in half. I'm going to use a circular saw to cut this whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty sturdy, so
Yeah.
it's not like something you could just use like a little knife or anything.
No, it's, yeah, you need a good saw to do that. Ideally, it would be really good and ideal for you if you want to use the circular saw because it gets it done much easier and much faster. And this is, by the way, our first attempt doing this one. So hopefully it will turn out good. And also, don't forget to use
Safety
protectors,
gear.
yes, because all the people that you see that are missing eye or finger or something, you always think that no, it's not gonna happen to me. Believe me, it happens and it happens only once, and then you don't want to be
Yes.
that kind of a victim.
Safety first.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go get started.
Okay.
So when you're ready, just let me know.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. So the best way to do it, the way I think of it, and I did watch a few videos on YouTube too, that just to try to use the seam as a guide, and this one has a seam all across. So just use that one as a guide and then go with it. So I'm just gonna use a circular saw. Just a little bit.
It's for those caps, I think.
Just a little piece left over here.
Oh, and one more thing to note, these are food grade barrels. So it's really important that you always use a food grade barrel because that means that food was stored in it and that way it would be safe for your garden to grow in, and it would not be good to have any kind of chemical grade barrels. So now, as you can see, you actually are going to have 2 gardens there. So if you have a really small balcony or patio, you could actually take this and modify it to be just 1 barrel and just grow kind of what you need for 1 person if you have a really small space.
Yeah, that
So-
could be potentially fit in the balcony if you want to do
Yeah.
it, or a very small spaces. And the other thing that you want to do is use some kind of sandpaper to kind of thin out these,
Smooth it a bit.
smooth it a little bit, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use probably 60 grit sandpaper that I have in my toolbox. So I'm just going to clean that one up.
And if you're like a first timer, like, you know, you haven't quite got your tool sets done, I guarantee you if you live close to mom and dad, they let you use the garage for this kind of project, and you can use their tools.
Yeah.
So what we do with our measurements is we try to maximize the amount of wood for each thing, so that we would use as little wood as possible. So like our leg height is actually so that we could get multiple pieces out of the 8 foot. Depending on your how big you're looking for, you could actually go with the longer 2x4s, or you can change the height based on your height. We're not really tall people, so it worked for us.
Yeah, so the So we have cut. This one is there are two pieces of 58 inches, and there are three pieces of 35-inch each. And then for the legs, we did 30 inches so that we could save some wood. It's going to be basically almost, as you could see, it's going to be about this tall. So if you want to make it taller, then obviously you will need to adjust the height on this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and assemble the top frame of it, and we'll just move forward. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So what we're gonna have to do with this. And then I'm gonna bring one of this here. And then once it's kind of there, to give them idea. And then we'll just move.
Okay, so we haven't put anything officially together. We've just laid it out to make sure everything, all the pieces are fitting correctly. And they are. So if you see here in this area, we actually made 4-inch handles
On both sides.
on both sides, so that in case we need to move it around, we have a relatively petite yard. So we want to be able to move it around as needed based on sun and the weather, and just even for the look of what we need. So this is ultimately how it's going to look from the bottom side. And once we get it assembled, we will be able to show you how it looks from the top side.
Right, and then from here, on for this one, I'm going to use 3-inch screws.
Cut 3-inch.
Right, and they are the outdoor screws. And then, I mean, there is another way you could do something better too, which you could use a pocket hole if you have great jigs. But obviously, we are not going to use it. I do have it, but I don't want to use it for this little
Yeah.
project, and I want to make it as simple as possible so that anybody can do it at the budget.
So we have 4 of the corner pieces to give added security. So they're cut at 45-degree angles, and they're 18 inches long this way, and we're putting them on the end caps here. So that will just give extra secured
Yeah, you could just search
for the weight, because once you get all your rock and your soil and your watering and plants, I mean, it can definitely get heavy. So here we go. So if you can fit a just an outdoor table on your patio or balcony or whatever, you could fit this. If you could fit like a 4-seater out there, you would be able to fit this. This is about the size of that, so it's not too bad. So all we have left to do is drill holes for drainage, and then we'll put all of the layers in. And let's take a look. There's actually, yeah, there's the supports fully attached, and we have them on both ends. Uh-oh. That's our little helper over there. All right. All right, we are about to start with our soil, and we opted for the Miracle-Gro. We've always had really good luck with it here. You may use whatever one you prefer, but in our climate, it just seems to always be a rock star, so we kind of like it. So right now we have 2 cubic feet per bag. We're going to see how much that, how far that goes.
Probably, I'm thinking.
About half a bag more.
Yeah, maybe 3 bags for this whole thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So, and the good thing is this already has its feed in there and everything, so we're not having to put anything additional in there. And one of the main reasons we went with a raised bed is because of pests and also critters. So, not to mention that we actually have a relatively small yard. So, you might go with something different, or you want to add things, and especially based off of whatever you're growing. Sometimes it needs additional additives, and with your area too. In Texas, we just need air conditioning. So, by the way, we're putting in our winter garden. And we're like, okay, what are we going to do here? Because it is a few days before October 1st. And I think today is 98 degrees. So we're kind of worried about the winter garden part, but we'll just have to keep a close eye on it.
All right. So I'm just gonna go back.
One more bag? Okay.
Yeah.
So we've already gone ahead and added 1 more bag. So this is a total of 3 bags of the 2 cubic feet, which should be adequate, but still we have more in case we need to add some later after we get everything in and watered. Sometimes you might want to go in and add a little bit to bring it up and flush. So worst case scenarios, we would add 1 more bag, which would make it a total of 4 bags. So what we've decided for ours is we looked at all the instructions. I want you guys to know that we are actually really amateur gardeners. So other than just like a few little potted plants here and there, like we've got a tomato plant over here, and we've got a little cucumber plant going, but really this is our first like garden experience. Hopefully before we move to buy some land and actually have a real garden. But so our theory is if we can do it, you can do it. So we looked at each one of the stakes to kind of give us an idea of how long it needed to be in the sun and how far we needed to space everything apart. So like this basil is saying it needs about 18 inches. So we actually might kind of rearrange this a little bit here. So we have basil, rosemary, broccoli, because broccoli grows great during the winter. We have celery, red bell peppers, and oregano, because we cook, of course, with that. And also, those of you that know us, we have birds, like a lot of birds. So this helps us to not only feed our family, but it helps us to feed the birds really fresh food. And that's their favorite, and that's how they stay so healthy. And so with the broccoli here, this is actually stir-fry broccoli, which is something kind of new for me. So we also really like the Bonnie plants because they do have a money-back guarantee if something goes awry with them. So he is going to go ahead and put the celery in the ground. There's actually 6 seedlings in that particular thing. So altogether, we built the entire structure for less than $15, which is just
minus
phenomenal.
the plants.
Right, I said the structure.
Okay.
So the plants and the soil are going to be separate based off of what your individual desires are. Obviously, you can go for a little less if you buy seeds, but you do have to usually get them started or plant them straight in and you know, just be a little bit more patient on them. So for the purpose of this video, we actually did the full plants so that you could see how it looks at the end. We also do extract our own seeds and everything and grow them. So the next barrel garden we're going to do is actually for potatoes, because we go through some serious amounts of potatoes in this house. I guess I won't have any excuse for not cooking. Maybe some other people will take it up too.
Good daydreaming.
That's my daydream?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll help you.
I didn't say you had to do the whole thing. They look so cute. He thinks I'm crazy because I talk to the plants because it helps them grow better. But it's a fact. Hi, buddy.
All right. This is good.
You can come out. You want to come out? Come on out. Close the door. Yeah? You like the lawnmower? And when you first are making your garden, I mean, watering is always important, but it's really, really critical when you first transplant any kind of plant or tree. They have to stay really well watered while their roots are kind of adjusting to their new surroundings and the new soil. So keep that in mind. Also, if since this is our winter garden, make sure it's well watered if you're getting a freeze, because it'll help actually your roots survive. You still would want to cover up all your leaves though, so that they don't get frostbite or fall off. Rosemary is also a great mosquito deterrent. And in our area, that's important. We for sure know that there's like a lot of ways that people can do things, and they're going to do it different ways. And there's probably more professional ways and better tools and all that, but you know, we just try to work with what we have and work around and do projects, and this is the way we do it. So you can do it your way, you can do a spin on it. Feel free to ask us questions and comment below what you think, and we will update you too as our garden does grow. And make sure that you subscribe. It's really important to subscribe so you know and get that update. Almost done, little babies. So all in all, how long do you think it took us to actually build it from start to finish? I think like no more than an hour.
No, it was probably hour and a half.
You think an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All together.
All together.
Like moving things and everything.
Yeah. So not bad. Not bad for first timers for sure.
Yeah. And if we could do it, you could do it.
Yes.
Start growing your own food.
Yep. Stay healthy. Cut
Yep.
down on the
Give you a good time.
pesticides. Yep. Enjoy.
Also give you a good time to enjoy your family. It's a good family time too.
Yep. It helps the kids to learn.
All done.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang out here. Let me grab that spade. And I'm gonna try not to get sprayed.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna try not to get sprayed.
I'm trying.
I know. The next one we build, we've already started talking that we're going to try to maybe do one with a built-in mister or watering mechanism. So make sure you do subscribe so that you can get notified of that video if we build that one, and we can show you a quick and easy and the most cost-effective way to make it where it's self-contained for you for the most part. Now he's like, you just committed me on video. This is how you get things done. Commit on video.
Somehow.
Well, thank you for tuning in and watching how we put together our very first barrel garden, a little raised barrel garden. And please make sure that you subscribe, you like this video, and you comment for further projects that we may work on. And believe you me, if we can do it, you can do it. And we hope you enjoyed this segment of This Is How We Do It. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much.